Meet Snowden, the world's most dangerous hacker of all time. Introducing Edward Snowden, one of the most famous and feared hackers in the world. His story is an inspiring one of courage, rebellion, and daring. Nonetheless, he is also one of the most dangerous hackers of all time. Let's begin by learning more about him. Early life and career. In 1983, Edward Snowden was conceived in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. His father and grandfather were Coast Guard members, continuing a long family legacy of public service. To train as a Special Forces recruit, Snowden himself briefly attended college before quitting and enlisting in the American Army Reserve. Yet after being discharged due to an injury sustained during basic training, he found employment in Maryland as a security guard for an NSA installation. Snowden first developed an interest in computer programming and cybersecurity while working as a security guard. He started learning the fundamentals of programming and enrolled in computer science classes. In 2006, he was hired by the CIA as a computer specialist. Snowden worked on a variety of intelligence collecting and cybersecurity-related initiatives while he was employed by the CIA. He was particularly interested in the creation of software tools for the surveillance of potential terrorists and other valuable targets. But he soon lost faith in the agency's methods, which he saw as being overly aggressive and frequently violating the privacy rights of innocent people. In 2009, Snowden left the CIA and started doing contract work for the NSA. In addition to managing the agent's computer networks, his responsibilities there included developing advanced encryption techniques to protect sensitive data. When Snowden initially started working for the NSA, he became aware of the extent of the agency's surveillance programs, which he found to be much more intrusive than the general public had been led to believe. The disclosures. Snowden decided to release thousands of top-secret documents to the media in 2013, revealing the breadth and depth of the NSA's monitoring initiatives. According to the documents, the agency was collecting a vast quantity of information on millions of innocent people worldwide, including call logs, email conversations, and even web browsing history. It was not an easy decision for Snowden to release the information. He was aware that disclosing the material to the public, he was putting his life, freedom, and perhaps a career in jeopardy. However, he believed that the public had a right to know about the extent of the government's surveillance activities, and that by speaking out, he could help spark a wider debate about privacy, security, and the role of the government in the digital age. The initial disclosures caused a firestorm of controversy around the world. Governments and citizens alike were shocked by the scale of the surveillance, and many accused the US government of violating basic civil liberties and human rights. Snowden himself became an international figure, with some hailing him as a hero and others denouncing him as a traitor and a danger to national security. The aftermath. After the disclosures, Snowden left the United States and requested asylum in Russia, where he is now present. He has been living in exile ever since the US government accused him of spying and stealing government property. The fallout from Snowden's disclosures has been profound and far-reaching. Governments around the world have been forced to re-evaluate their surveillance practices, and many have implemented new privacy protections for their citizens. The debate over government surveillance and individual rights continues to rage, with no easy answers in sight. The effects of the revelations have been uneven for Snowden himself. He has received numerous important medals and distinctions for his actions, and been praised as a champion of civil liberties and human rights by many. However, he has also faced significant criticism and opposition, with some accusing him of aiding terrorists and putting national security at risk. Legacy and impact. No matter how one feels about Snowden and his conduct, he has had a significant impact on the intelligence and cybersecurity industries. His disclosures sparked a global debate about privacy, government surveillance, and the role of technology in society that continues to this day. This also brought attention to the dangers of mass data collection and the need for strong encryption technologies to protect personal information. Snowden's actions have also led to changes in the way that governments and technology companies approach cybersecurity and privacy. Many companies have implemented stronger encryption and security measures to protect user data, and governments have faced increased scrutiny and demand for transparency in their surveillance practices. However, Snowden's legacy remains controversial. Some argue that his disclosures have damaged national security and made it more difficult for intelligence agencies to protect citizens from terrorism and other threats. Others argue that his actions were necessary to protect civil liberties and individual privacy, and that his disclosures have led to important reforms in government and corporate practices. Regardless of one's opinion of Snowden, there is no denying the impact that he has had on the world of cybersecurity and intelligence. His story is a reminder of the power of information and the ongoing struggle between individual rights and national security in the digital age. The risks that whistleblowers and individuals who speak out against powerful institutions confront are also highlighted by Snowden's experience. He has been residing in exile ever since making the decision to release confidential material, endangering both his safety and freedom. A clear reminder of the dangers faced by people who oppose the established quo is the fact that he was forced to quit his nation and seek asylum in Russia, a nation with a history of governmental monitoring and human rights violations. But Snowden's efforts have also motivated others to speak out against corporate and governmental spying and to campaign for more openness and responsibility in technology use. His story has inspired significant discussions and reforms all across the world and has turned into a rallying cry for individuals who value civil liberties and individual privacy. In the years since his disclosures, Snowden has continued to be an advocate for privacy and civil liberties, speaking out on a range of issues related to government surveillance, encryption, and cybersecurity. He has also become a symbol of the ongoing struggle between individual rights and state power, and a reminder of the need for transparency and accountability in the use of technology. To sum up, Edward Snowden is a very contentious person whose deeds have triggered a heated discussion about the function of governmental monitoring in contemporary society. Others consider him a traitor who jeopardized national security and placed lives in danger, even though some would see him as a hero who exposed significant power abuses and defended civil freedoms. Governments and technology corporations all across the world have been compelled to review their methods and rules concerning data collection, privacy, and security as a result of Snowden's revelations. They have sparked significant reforms and elevated transparency, supporting the defense of basic human rights and the continuity of democratic societies. The risks and difficulties that whistleblowers and other people endure when they speak out against strong institutions are further highlighted by Snowden's experience. Regardless of his goals or reasons, Snowden's decision to publish sensitive information put him at great risk and compelled him to flee his home country and look for asylum in another. His experience underlined the continuous conflict between individual liberty and national security in the digital era and serves as a harsh reminder of the need to protect the rights and safety of anyone who wished to expose wrongdoing or promote openness. Despite the controversy and division that Snowden's actions have sparked, his story has inspired countless others to speak out and advocate for change in their communities and countries. He has become a symbol of the power of information and a testament to the courage and determination of those who seek to protect the rights and freedoms of individuals everywhere. As the world continues to grapple with the challenges and opportunities of the digital age, the legacy of Edward Snowden is likely to endure. His story serves as a reminder of the importance of transparency, accountability, and individual rights in the face of powerful institutions and technological change, and provides a powerful example of how one person's actions can have a profound effect on the world. Whether we see Snowden as a hero or a villain, his activities have had a lasting impression on the intelligence and cybersecurity fields, and his legacy will continue to influence the discussion about civil liberties, security, and privacy for years to come. Ultimately, his story is a testament to the power of one person to make a difference, and a reminder that the fight for individual rights and freedom is an ongoing struggle that requires constant vigilance and dedication.